Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Larry Larrock, your presenter. In our top stories, work of renowned poet published in new book. Royal Navy support ship makes 1 million marijuana bust in Caribbean. Filmmaker Zhang Yimou fined 1.2 million for breach of one-child policy. And sports, 46 players called to training for Friendly International against St. Vincent. Details of these will follow. SAT Telecommunications Limited is in the process of reorganizing our channels. In this endeavor, some channels will be off temporary and new ones will be introduced. SAT Telecommunications Limited is pleased to inform you of a number of new channels. We have just added for your viewing pleasure Lifetime Movie Channel, Lifetime Real Women, Discovery Civilization, Discovery Science, Discovery Turbo, and many other new ones to come. We are sure that you will enjoy the new programming, which will enhance your viewing pleasure and provide you with many more channels. SAT Telecoms thanks you for your continuous support and understanding throughout this initiative, and we will keep you informed as the changes occur.
Yo, this is Ace Banton in SAT building, baby. You're watching SAT Telecom, that's the #1 choice. Boom!
Welcome back. The government of Dominica through the Dominica Water and Sewage Company, Belasco, has since the year 2000 invested well over $200 million in improving access to water in Dominica. This has placed Dominica on course to become the first country in the world to have 100% access to potable water. Under the Millennium Development Goals project, countries are to split by 2015 the proportion of the population without sustainable access to safe drinking water and sanitation, both in rural and urban areas. The Dominica Labour Party government has demonstrated the support of the project by ensuring that every community in Dominica has reliable potable water supply systems, as stated on page 36 of the 2009 manifesto. They have brought pipe-borne water to many communities, while improvements and upgrades have been carried out to almost every water supply intake and storage facility on the island. Currently, works are ongoing on a $30 million West Coast water supply project, which consolidates 9 different water systems into one modern unit, serving communities from Capuchin to Salisbury to improve coverage and water quality for these communities. In more news, Scotiabank Dominica has once again demonstrated their support to the development of the country by making a well-needed donation to the Winston Ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital, PMH. The bank, which will seek to partner on an ongoing basis with the Winston Ward, better known as the Children's Ward, has donated US $1,900 to assist with the purchase of electrical appliances.
In addition to that, we would seek to partner on an ongoing basis with the ward to interact with the patients, reading and whatever educational programs that there are in place to assist with the comfort level of the patients.
Acting Ward Sister Vilanda Roberts at the PMH, on behalf of the Winston Ward and Hospital Administration, thanks Scotiabank for their generous donation and their pledge to continue to support and adopt the Winston Ward.
I want to say special thank you to Scotiabank and for really considering Winston Ward and adopting Winston Ward. On behalf of the Winston Ward staff and hospital administration, I just want to really say thank you for considering us and blessing us with such a wonderful gift. I need to say that this will go a very long way because there are a lot of needs on the ward. So this will go a very long way, and we will try our best to really implement it to help us deliver quality care to our patients. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Mr. Clayton Bryan, Acting Hospital Services Coordinator of the PMH, noted the bank's forwardness and initiative, particularly in these crucial financial times. He urged other financial institutions to get on board and assist in any way possible. In other stories, the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit selected the month of January as Drug Awareness Month as the unit continues its efforts to reduce the use of illegal drugs on the island. This year, it will be hosted under the theme, Making Health Your New High in Life, Not Drugs. Head of the Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, Ms. Jacinta Barnes noted several activities have been planned and have already begun to mark the month's celebration.
We've started with 2 anti-drug rallies, one in Portsmouth at the Magistrate Court on the 8th, and yesterday, the 9th, we were in Castlebrooke at the Castlebrooke Health Center. And partnering with us at this exhibition is the Drug Squad of the Carnival of Dominic Police Force and the Health Promotion Resource Center. And we had schools within the vicinity. For example, in Castlebrooke, we had we had the Sineku, Sansove, and the Castlebrooke Secondary and the Castlebrooke Primary School visiting the exhibition, as well as community persons. And in Portsmouth, the schools, the St. John's School, Roosevelt Douglas, PSS, so they came in to view the exhibition. Next week, the 13th to the 16th, we'll be having an information booth downstairs of government headquarters. And we really want to ask parents, guardians, even students themselves to come in and collect information, because soon after they have a project or they have some requests, to do work on substance abuse. So we're asking them to come and get that information. So we'll be there for the entire week. On the 17th and 24th, there are 2 hikes in the Grand Bay, in the Southern District. So the officer, Mr. Lando, has organized 2 hikes for the schools in that area. And they will do the hike, and then they'll also visit an organic farm, in keeping with the theme, Making Health Your New High in Life.
On January 21st, they will be judging a poster competition, which was held during Drug Awareness Week in November 2013, where schools were asked to submit poems and posters. The unit will travel to the village of Woodfordale for an anti-drug rally in the north of the island and will host a secondary school's performing arts festival on January 28th.
On the 31st, we'll be having an anti-drug rally and march in Roseau. So the schools in the Roseau vicinity, both secondary and primary schools. The primary schools will be the grade 4 and 5. And the secondary schools, we are hoping to have the 2nd and 3rd formers. So we'll have a little opening ceremony. Certain persons are invited to address the students. And then we'll have a march for Roseau. During the march for Roseau, I'd really like persons in the community to come out and support us, not only the children marching, but persons in the community should come out and give us a support. Don't just look out of the store window or from your windows, but come and join us for this 5 minutes walk. If you can walk 1 block, you can walk half a block. If you can walk 2 blocks, that would be good. So we'd like persons in the community to participate.
According to Ms. Barnes, the month of activities will close with a church service on February 9th at the Grand Fork Catholic Church. Throughout the years, Drug Awareness Month has been reaching its intended groups of people as they continue to focus on preventative measures and sensitization of drug use. In more news, the publication of Love for an Island, the collected poems of Phyllis and Alfrey, was launched on Thursday, January 9, 2014, and represents the first opportunity for individuals to sample a poetic output of Dominican writer and politician Phyllis and Alfrey. Poet, politician, and novelist Phyllis and Alfrey, 1908 to 1986, was a white Dominican who defied a class and color in her politics and her writing. Some of her work has been out of print since 1940. This volume brings together the 4 collections published in her lifetime, some unpublished poems, and examples of her later satirical work as the editor of Dominica's The Star newspaper. Written over 4 decades, this collection reflects Alfred's personal circumstances of place and politics, both tropical and temperate. On returning to the Caribbean in 1954, she co-founded the Dominica Labour Party, Dominica's first mass political party, and became a minister in the West Indies Federation. She died in Dominica in 1986. In more news, vehicular traffic was hindered for some time in the community of Loda on the morning of Friday, January 10, 2014, when a landslide blocked the road. This occurred as a result of constant rainfall on the island in recent times, causing the waterlogged soil to move.
Well, my name is Harris Hodge, a contractor working in the government of Dominica, but I was awakened this morning in the news that our road is blocked, so I called Mr. Donald Maglaw and When we reached there was Kelvin and there was Albert already in the slide, taking up the slide, but we just joined in, and as you can see, as the day is going along, others are joining, and our intention is to take out the slide, get the road passable.
Mr. Harris noted he received the call about the incident at 7:15 a.m. However, he is unsure the exact time the landslide occurred. The villagers used their tools and worked tirelessly in doing what they could to clear the debris. In other news, the Education Committee of the Dominic Lions Club on Thursday, January 9th donated school supplies to the Roseau Primary School. The Education Committee aims to help students who are unable or have problems in reading and writing through after-school programs. Ms. Dawn Daru, chairperson of the Education Committee, presented the gifts to the students.
I would like to say a present thank you for the reading club, and I like God to guide and protect them on the streets.
The young man was one of the students who received the gift donation. The Dominic Lions Club has for years contributed to the development of young minds through various stints and activities. Ms. Greta Roberts, principal of the school, expressed appreciation, noting the hard work of the club members.
These are 2, 4, 5 determined young women who came every Thursday religiously. Sun, rain, it didn't matter what it was, they were there. There are times I even forgot that they had to come. And they are there helping our students to read. But what they did was not only to improve on their reading, but to get them to develop that passion for reading.
She urged them to keep up the good work. In more news, speaking at the official launch of Carnival 2014, Honorable Ian Douglas, Minister responsible for Tourism and Legal Affairs, made recognition of some of Dominican artists and their contribution made towards the art form and the development of the island.
And I believe right now WCK has the #1 song on Tempo, and I believe we must congratulate them also. I think this is very good for Dominica. I don't think the amount of promotion that your talent gives to Dominica overseas, we could actually put a price on it if we have to quantify the reach of your talent.
Honorable Douglas says when he became the Minister of Tourism, he remembered sitting down with some of these artists and speaking about their music and how it can promote Dominica overseas.
And I always remember when I became Minister of Tourism, we sat down, I think it was Nai, Ra, a couple of other guys, and we spoke about using the music to promote Dominica overseas. And I believe that probably funding and finances are a little tight now, but that is something that we must look at. We must always keep it on the drawing board.
He believed that these artists have a talent that they could stand the test of time and compete with any musician in the Caribbean and around the world.
You guys have a talent that can stand the test of time anywhere in the Caribbean, anywhere in the world, at any one of our carnivals around the world. Labor Day, Notting Hill, Miami Carnival. I have been around. I have lived in Trinidad and I have seen the talent, and you can stand up to any talent anywhere. Marshall Montano, you name them, whoever they are. I think that you guys can hold your own. So,
in other news, one of the founders of the newly formed Renegade Scary tent, Mr. Narin Murphy, is dissatisfied about comments made by the founder of Showdown Mass Camp, Mr. Pat Aaron, as it relates to the new camp. In a recently published online article, Mr. Aaron was quoted saying, "A flying bird pays no mind to barking dogs, and as far as Mass Camp goes, this has no negative impact on us," referring to former members of his camp, Peter Prosper, Narin Trendsetter Murphy, Dexter DeRose Peltier, and Marlon Girodel.
Well, I read the article. As a matter of fact, it was sent to me almost instantly when it was published. And what I can just say is just one word. It's very regrettable that artists who work so very close with Mr. Aaron had to be referred in such derogatory terms. I mean, I know it's figurative speech, but I know the gentleman that we're dealing with, and it's just rather unfortunate that you could see the best descriptive words you could give for artists that have worked with you beyond just Mass Camp, help organize and what have you as backing dogs. But the Renegades is in the house, and we will show how much we can back. And yeah, big up, man.
At this point, do you have any relationship whatsoever with Mr. Aaron?
Well, I do not have any problems with Mr. Aaron. A lot of persons are taking my song Pat payment for Pat Aaron, but I want to state on the record, this is PART, a standard term in finances. Part payment has been in existence for decades and it will continue to exist. This is nothing personal. This is just Calypso, and that's just how it is. Yeah.
See yourself at any point in the future working with Mr. Aaron?
Well, you know, never say never, but at this point, with the gentleman that I know, I wouldn't put my life, I wouldn't bet my life on it at this point. But I want to state on public record that I have no problems with Mr. Aaron. He's a man that I respect and hold in high regard. He's a man I personally, I mean, I'm not the best singer, so my thing in the Calypso was really to link with Mr. Aaron to see how I could develop my writing, because persons have said, you may not be able to sing as melodious as the Dice and the Tasha P's, but there's some writing abilities in you that you can further probe into. So my dealings with Mr. Aaron was to ensure that his legacy can probably live on from me in terms of the writing, because I think the writers need to spread that and share the knowledge. But I guess I'm on my own. So yeah.
You said on your own. How do you think this situation will impact you as it relates to your writing and your future in Calypso?
Well, I mean, the first time that I actually wrote a full song was Ready Made Jacket, and that's when I went to the semi-finals. So far, I've not reached anywhere with any other material, be it written for me or otherwise. So I think I have what it takes if my back is against the wall. Like now, I had no song from my writer for 2 years. I was forced to write my own song, which is receiving a lot of good feedback. So, I mean, I just expect that without being on my own, having to write, it will just push me, and I welcome all challenges.
Are you optimistic for the competition this year?
Well, I'm very optimistic. I'm not a judge, but I'm very optimistic. The song has a good meaning, and it has a good play of words. It's real mask, yeah. Ani pay me.
Take a listen to some of Trendsetters' song titled Part Payment.
2014 I get my first job. Yeah, man. I was happy I got so involved. Yeah, man. Working hard just to make my boss proud. Expected my just reward. After you agree with me, the amount of my salary. In New York you bola Google on me. You give me a part payment. No increment, part payment, that makes no sense. You just want all, no matter who ball. With you, it's part payment overall. You give me a part payment, no increment, part payment, that cannot pay my rent. Lady Bika hele, sol busca souffle. Depuis l'achat ou même pas mêlé. I don't want no part payment, monsieur, ani pay moi.
And in court news, David Lewis of Newtown is on $1,000 bond after pleading not guilty to charges of battery, theft, and wounding. The offenses were allegedly committed against two females of Newtown on 25th December 2013. The matter is set for 5th June 2014. Meanwhile, Elias Vidal of Salisbury has been committed to the psychiatric ward for evaluation for the next 2 weeks to determine his fitness to play. Vidal faces 8 charges which were not read. He will return to court on January 23, 2014. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights. To our valued customers, please be advised that SAT offices will be closed between the hours of 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Monday 13th January 2014. We thank you for your understanding and regret any inconvenience caused. Business will resume from 10 a.m. onwards.